How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Cobra Kai Studios with the guest today, my friend Raymond. So we're going to all kind of just have fun and go over some of these fan questions and probably get into our own little chats as we go. But the first one's from Celtics Nations. Do you think Robbie and Tori will be a couple at some point in the series? Me personally, I don't. Just because of everything that happened, I kind of don't see Tori wanting to be with Robbie. Now, I wouldn't say Robbie wouldn't want to be with Tori, but I don't see Tori ever getting with Robbie just for the whole fact of Robbie being the one that hurt Miguel, and if Robbie still has feelings for Miguel, I don't see that being a thing. What do you think?
I think so. I'm not too sure. Like you said, they might have still feelings, but it's just gonna be a good thing to see.
Right,
see what happens.
And we're literally hours away now, so that's even more exciting. It's like we'll actually have the answers to this. Well, maybe not that question, because I think Robbie might be in jail the whole damn season, so that kind of leads to what's going to happen to Robbie.
Right. I hope and at the same time, I don't think he should. If anything, how I see it, they should have all got locked up.
Same, especially
because he kicked them off.
Tori too, because Tori actually injured Sam. She used those knuckles and she actually injured Sam.
Yeah.
She should at least been the second one charged.
Yeah. So I think that's.
And people brought up, but what if they got put on probation or ankle monitors? Like, well, you don't see ankle monitors on any of them so far in any of the teasers.
No.
Probation, there's nothing really shown about that either.
No, just Robbie in jail.
Right? The only thing I've seen so far in the teasers is the school's going to have more security and metal detectors.
Well, hopefully Stingray is the top security.
I know. Well, they say he's not going to be in this season.
What?
Yeah, that's something I just actually recently found out too. That he's not going to be in this season from what I'm hearing, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That's the goat right
right?
there.
Like that. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. On to the next comment from Lisa Gross. Stay badass, bro. Yeah, you too as well. On to the next one from Aaron. Do you think that Demetri and Yasmin will date? I don't know. I mean, obviously we see that they kiss in the little teaser or whatever, but as far as if they actually date, I don't know. I guess I would say it's very possible at this point just because of how things kind of are. But Yasmin hasn't been in the damn show in a while now, so it is kind of, I don't know, how is Yasmin going to be this time? She was more of the stuck-up person in season 1. Now she's, I don't know.
I think she might see Demetri as like how people seen Hawk.
Right, yeah, especially now that he's becoming more of a badass.
Yeah, he ain't no pussy, his balls dropped.
Yeah, right, like he's actually doing something, standing up for himself. He's not just being pushed around by Hawk, so that is possible for sure. After Tori and Sam fight, will they become friends?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Nope, not at all.
I don't see them becoming friends ever, just because.
Just that beef is strong, and then
it started with Sam. Sam right away didn't want to have anything to do with Tori when Aisha brought her.
But then though, she don't know if she stole that purse.
Yeah, exactly. Like they never really answered that, and she right away accused her of it, whether she did or not. Yeah, and then whether she did or not, it kind of just progressed from there. Now, the whole Miguel situation between them is really
that beef is strong, and I love it.
I give people's idea though that they think that maybe they'll have like one good fight and be like, okay, that's it. I think it's always going to be whoever loses is going to have animosity against the other person and want to continue the fight. Basically like a war. It's never going to want to stop, and I can see it just kind of continuing to progress into later seasons. Definitely. Now, there might be times where they're not always like trying to get each other, but I don't see them being friends.
Yeah, no,
not
at all.
I don't see that at all. My theory is John Kreese and Daniel fight in the dojo, and the Cobra bites Daniel, and he almost dies. Is that why Amanda hit John Kreese? I don't know. I don't know if they would incorporate a snake actually biting anybody. Like, obviously they have a snake in the Cobra in the dojo, but I think it's just more of like a symbol like type thing versus actually being something.
Or maybe they just want to use it like how Johnny put them to go work in the cement, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like something like push them. Yeah.
Or just be like, this is how it moves, you know what I mean? Or like, it doesn't show no fear. I don't know, because that's how they're no fear.
Yeah, they want to teach them no fear. That's a possibility too, because it's the way a snake would be, and a lot of people are afraid of snakes, so that could also be a thing they use it to kind of teach kids not to be, teach kinda all the students.
Not a mascot kind of like, but just something to like show them, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was kind of thinking that they were going to have someone try to grab it,
I was thinking that's possible too, like you'd be like, okay, I gotta show your fear, no fear, and grab the snake, which would be crazy as hell. That's not part of the question, but I think it's interesting of why the snake's there though, like.
Oh yeah, and it's just a little teaser too, just a quick.
Yeah, they only show it for a little bit, and then in the new teaser they showed it. The snake's actually in LaRusso's auto. Someone, I guess, put it in the auto dealership, and it comes out of a car. So I don't know if that's like its whole purpose of having it, or if maybe one of the students do it.
Deep now.
Yeah, I don't know if one of the students maybe did it just to kind of get back at Daniel and Miyagi-Do. But when I seen that, I was like, oh, damn. So they are using the snake for something. It is coming out of the tank, which a lot of people were speculating, hey, is it going to come out of the tank? Well, obvious it is. Now, Amanda slapping Kreese, I don't know. I guess there could be really a lot of reasons for that to happen, I feel like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just for him being the one that kind of instigated certain things, that's a reason to slap him. That's where we
for being him,
right? And that's where we did the fan question about is Amanda and Kreese like related in some way? Is Kreese Amanda's dad? Which I don't think is possible. It's just someone asked me it like a few times. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go over it and we'll see.
Yeah,
but most people agree on the comments, so they're like, no, there's no damn way in hell that they're related. Which I kind of agree. I think Johnny and Daniel will fight Kreese together, then we'll get an epic Tori and Sam rematch, and Hawk will get into a lot of fights. Yeah, I kind of feel like that could be the end of the season, even like a possible huge cliffhanger where Daniel and Johnny go to fight Kreese, and then something along those lines actually happens. Like I watched Cobra Kai Theory's video earlier, and he speculates that this, like, end of this season, the cliffhanger is just as big, if not bigger, than season 2. And we know we are a huge cliffhanger with Miguel being injured, so it's like, how the hell are they going to top that? So that it's like, what the hell's going to happen?
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Now, obviously, the Tori and Sam rematch is happening. Like, we can see that. Like, I don't know if it'll be a full match, because like someone like Amanda could step in and stop it, or somebody could step in and stop it. So it might be kind of similar to the school fight where they get going and it doesn't really get to continue. Yeah. Which I actually hope it does, because I've been waiting for that fight too. Like I've been waiting for that fight.
Yep, Sam and Tori, that beef is strong.
And I feel like Tori could beat Sam, but it is a close match, because I mean, we really don't know enough about Tori to actually say, oh, well, she has this many years experience. We know Sam has had like a lot of experience throughout her life training with her dad, possibly Mr. Miyagi. Of course, she took a break, but she's back to training again. And like with me, whenever I took a break and got back into training, it's just like riding a bike. Once you get going, it just all comes back to you. You know what I mean? So it's like Sam probably has the more experience there. So she might beat Tori, but I'm always going to be Team Tori over Team Sam. Sorry, Alan.
Team Sam, damn it. No.
I heard Kreese's son will be in Cobra Kai Season 4. Maybe Kreese dies and his son takes over. I haven't heard that, so that is interesting. I don't know. I don't even know if Kreese has any sons, daughters. I mean, they don't really talk too much about Kreese, honestly. Right. So that's kind of like, I guess, if he has a kid, I could see that being a really pliable reason to just bring him in there. But
that would be crazy.
I don't know though. I don't know if he does.
Yeah, that would be like, I don't know, because then. Yeah, no, I don't see it happen. Maybe.
I think it'd be much more better that Johnny take the dojo back over than them doing that, honestly. Because they're going to how can they bring in a new character that nobody even knows and make him like the villain and everybody hates him? Like, I don't think they would do that, just because it would be kind of...
Yeah, because nobody know
nobody know him. Like, it'd be better if they brought in Terry Silver and made him like the new takeover or something. Because at least people know who that is. He has, connections with Kreese, whatever be the case. Someone new, I don't know. I don't think it would come out. I don't think it would play out good. This one's interesting. It says, will Demetri and Hawk become friends again?
No. Maybe.
I'm stuck on the maybe too, because I'm stuck on it could be a rivalry that happens for a little bit. They have their issues.
And something might tragic.
Yeah,
something might happen to either one of them. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But right now in the trailers, it doesn't seem like they're
friends right now, it really don't seem like they're straight up like enemies. So... And a lot of people are still kind of speculating if that's not Demetri that Hawk's beating the shit out of and has all the blood on him, which I don't think it is. I think it's Kyler. I think it's Kyler, since Kyler was like his bully and everything, and he's back and he's going to be training in Cobra Kai with Hawk, and that scene looks like it happens at Cobra Kai Dojo, so Kyler would fit the role better, I feel like.
That's the one in the blue shirt, right? That came. And
yeah. He looked at him all smug, and that was his bully in season 1. So it's like, you know what I mean? He's going to have animosity against him, and everything he used to do to him, Hawk, or Demetri and Miguel, you know what I mean? Like,
payback.
Yeah, I just feel like that's going to be an interesting scene. That's going to not end well for Kyler, because even if Kyler went and trained, I know Hawk's going to have better skills than him. There's just no way he's going to beat Hawk.
Too long.
Exactly.
Been too deep.
Now I'm wondering how it's going to play out, because Hawk's going to have some kind of feeling about turning around and seeing Kyler there. Like, wait, is he going to go to Kreese and like kind of complain, be like, hey, I don't like him? And is that when Kreese is going to be like, okay, well, you two are going to fight each other. If he wins and beats you, then he gets to stay. If he don't, he's out.
Yep.
Because we don't know for sure that he's going to stay in Cobra Kai. We just know he's there.
Yep.
And I feel like Kreese is going to be more selective on his students. Kind of like how Johnny was at the beginning, how he didn't want Aisha to be a part. He didn't want no girls in Cobra Kai. He didn't want all kinds of nerds and stuff. And then he changed his mind. He started changing because of Miguel. I don't think Kreese will be like that. I think Kreese will be very selective and be like, okay, you know what? No. you're not Cobra Kai material, you're out.
Yeah.
Or put them to some kind of test, they don't pass, they're out.
Yeah.
So Kyler might not even stay.
Maybe that's what the snake comes in.
That could be, you know what I mean? That could be. Tomorrow, I mean the day after tomorrow. You mean right now. We're right on the day, so it's just a few hours for us, finally. Johnny in the second series mentions about honor, same as in Hawking, or... I'm not sure I understand your question. I think Daniel learned from the scrolls from Sato's nephew, and then Daniel got to teach Johnny. So I'm kind of not understanding your question, but I'm guessing you're kind of asking, like, what's going to happen, I guess, with the whole scroll situation that Daniel's going to get from Chosen, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a point that scroll that he takes that he's like, hey, you can't look at it because you're considered a foreigner or whatever. I'm sure eventually Chosen will actually share that with Daniel.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that it could be the healing technique. That's what I think that scroll is. You know what I mean? Because that would be like one of their prize moves of Miyagi-Do. You know, like he's showing in the crane move, crane kick, whatever you want to call it, right there in that little bitty scene.
That makes a lot of sense.
But the healing technique, I think, is what's in that scroll. That he's like, you know what, hey, this is for family only, not foreigners. You know, and then that's when Daniel's all like, well, Mr. Miyagi's seen me as a son, so I'm not a foreigner.
Yeah, he's like, we're like cousins.
Yeah, he's like, we're basically karate cousins. Like, what are you talking about? So I personally think that that's what that is. A lot of people are wondering if that's Mr. Miyagi's, like, great secret time, and I don't think that scroll has anything to do with, like, whatever his great secret might be.
Yeah,
I just think that that's the healing technique, and Chosen obviously don't want anybody to just learn that technique, so I do get that. And as far as would Daniel teach it to Johnny, I
nope.
say maybe, though, because just how they are teaming up in this season.
Yeah, true.
And with Miguel injured, that would be the only thing I could see him teach. No, you're fine.
Maybe when they're in that scene that they're fighting, you know what I mean? Something might happen to Johnny or something like that. He might use the technique on him.
Well, that brings up another point. I'm still curious how the hell Johnny gets all busted up. Like, is that going to be him and Kreese? You know, like, is that going to be him walking in? Because we see him in the teaser. He walks in, kicks the door down in the dojo. Does that mean that's when him and Kreese get into the fight, and that's when he gets beat up because he's drunk and Kreese isn't? You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I can see that really going down, and him getting beat up is Kreese is sober, Johnny goes in plastered drunk and can't actually properly defend himself. Therefore, he gets his ass handed to him by Kreese.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. What do you think? That's a tough one right there. Because obviously there's like two scenes where he's hurt. There's the face scene where he's busted up in his face, and there's a scene where his hand's all messed up.
I was thinking maybe, with his hands, maybe he was punching something, you know, and then maybe he was just drunk and picked a fight with somebody and they got over on him.
That is like him, too, just like at the bar, too. You know, like that is something he would do, because we've already seen it.
Yeah.
Who was Tori talking to at her apartment? That's a good question. A lot of people actually speculate, Aaron, that's when we might see Tori's mom, since we haven't actually seen her, or any of her family, really, for that matter. A lot of people kind of think that that's probably who that is her mom, which I kind of think I agree, because we haven't seen her mom yet. So, I mean, it would be a good time to actually bring her mom on. The whole why she's counting the money, I don't know. I mean, it's not really that much money. If you pause the little, trailer right there, it's really not that much money. It's probably like $30. So, it's, I don't know, maybe she has some kind of fee or something. I don't know. I guess it could be for anything, or it could be nothing related. Just do some random shot in there to throw us off, because they might. What if Sam starts smoking weed and drinking? I don't know if Sam would. Yeah, I don't see Sam doing that, honestly.
Maybe drinking a little bit.
Yeah, because we've seen her drink a little bit at parties and stuff, so maybe drinking, but weed kind of don't seem like that would be something Sam would be interested in.
Yeah, she's not that type of troublemaker or anything like that, but who knows? Looks could be deceiving.
That is true, though. You never know. Like, it could turn the other way.
She would look hella hot doing it.
She's going to, and well, not only that, but she is going to be distressed because of everything. She's going to be upset. I don't know. I guess you can't rule it out. It depends. I mean, I guess you can't really rule it out. A lot of people speculate that Moon does, and her and Moon are kind of becoming friends. So I don't know. I say it's possible.
Right.
What if Amanda gets in a car wreck? I don't know if Amanda would get in a car wreck, honestly. Like, I guess they could throw that in there, but I really don't see why they would. But I get why you might be saying that, because a lot of people are still wondering why Daniel was crying in the original teaser that we got. Which, I think that's from his mom dying. I think Lucille might pass away in this season, which is his mom. So, I think that's why he was crying. But, as far as Amanda, I don't know. I don't see why they would get her in a car wreck, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it would make sense for anything, honestly. Well, that's all the comments for this video, so now we'll just kind of just talk about the show since it's literally hours away.
Right. I just had a few questions for the people out there, that watch, the fans. Like, I see some of the trailers, and I meant to ask you too, like, Daniel is, like, really involved with Miguel, like, he's there in the hospital with him. And, Robbie's in juvie, are you going to go visit him, are you going to show him the same love, like, that's your son, like, you can't just throw him off because of this, so I want to see, like, that. I hope they show a little bit of love.
I'm curious of that too, because there's like nothing showing it really. Like, there's a little bitty scene that people,
he's talking to him, right?
Yeah, he's talking to somebody, and they think that might be Johnny talking to Robbie, but they're not exactly sure because you can't really tell.
It's in juvie, right?
Yeah, and it does look like that. So I'm thinking that Johnny will at least go visit him once. But I do feel like all his attention is going to be towards Miguel, and I think that's going to cause some huge issues with Robbie.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I mean, it's like basically you're saying, "Well, I'm not your son; that's your son." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Robbie already felt like that because when Robbie was going to go talk to his dad, he seen Miguel giving him the gi, and like that was like the big change in Robbie, where he was just like, you know what, screw him. I'm gonna do my own thing. He doesn't want nothing to do with me. He's got basically his own new son.
Yeah.
So I do see that being like a problem in this season, is that Robbie's gonna have to face the fact that his dad's gonna be focusing all his attention to Miguel versus him, because that's just the way it kind of plays out.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, you know what I mean? Because I'm team Robbie, and I'm just like,
and I'm team Miguel, so that's what makes these interesting.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes,
Right.
And another thing, it just sucks that he was the only one that went down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I felt like the school fight was gonna continue too, because Tori wasn't done fighting.
No.
And a lot of people think, well, Tori lost. I don't feel like she lost because she wasn't done fighting. She was up and ready to go still, but what happened to Miguel just kind of put a stop in everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another thing why Tori's so hard out for Sam, is that they didn't get to really finish their fight. Robbie and Miguel kind of did.
Maybe that's why she goes back there and she's like, let's finish this.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think that's why she has that smirk that we see in the first trailer, where we don't know if they're gonna fight, but you just see them two in the, see Tori walking up on Sam, and Sam looks worried as hell, and Tori's just like ready to go. She just has that look, like, and I think that would make the perfect sense, is that the reason she did that is because obviously they didn't get to finish the fight.
Right.
So,
oh yeah, most definitely.
And they're gonna want to finish the fight.
Yep.
Most people when they fight, if they don't get finished, it's the beef's not done.
Oh yeah.
They're not done. And there's a lot of shit that we're going to actually get to know soon. So it's exciting that we're just hours away from, 4 hours actually at this point, away from finally, well, maybe not 4 hours, because the show's going to take forever to get there. So some of these things we might want to answer to might be like 5 o'clock in the morning when the show's almost over.
Right.
But nonetheless, we're finally not waiting months or weeks to figure out what's going to actually happen.
Yes, because, oh man, when season 2 ended at my house.
So what do you think? You think Miguel's going to walk this season, or you think they're going to wait till season 4?
I would hope that they would put him to walk quick. But,
I got the same feelings. Like, I would hope they do, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I feel you. As long as if he keeps doing his, I don't know if they're gonna have him do physical therapy, or if Johnny's gonna be there.
I think it's Johnny gonna be doing more of the physical therapy with them. It's kind of what we kind of seen
when he's doing
when he's pouring his beer and he spilled it all over Miguel.
Actually, I thought he was giving him some. Actually,
I did too the first time, but whenever so I have a slow-mo app, so I take the clips and stuff and I slow them down. That's how it. Because at first I didn't think that that Hawk was punching somebody. I was thinking he was punching something, because me personally, whenever they're strength training, they're strength training. But when you slow-mo it, he has no blood on his knuckles. All on his fingertips and lower knuckles, which means he was holding somebody and punching them, and that's where the blood came from. So that's why I started using the slow-mo app, because then you can kind of break down each scene and kind of get to see everything a little bit better. Right. And that was just something I noticed in there as well. It's like, I don't know.
Right. And then another thing that I wanted to bring up, I just can't remember. No, I definitely wanted to bring up that Johnny and Robbie incident, and then let's see. I just really can't wait, man. I'm glad that you brought me on this. We've been meaning to do this.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this for a minute now. Moving forward, it'll be a lot easier, because now we get to just kind of
talk about this
everything.
Yeah,
just talk about everything going on. Break down what our favorite parts of this new season are.
I'm just really disappointed. I hope they have Stingray, man. I mean,
that's what I've heard, though, is that he's not going to be in there. So I'm not really sure why. I've heard rumors that he picked up a better gig or something, or had some other things going on. But it's like, how can you have a better gig than Cobra Kai? You know what I mean?
Just started, bro. Come on now.
But he's another one that I kind of don't get how he didn't get in trouble either for fighting the kids. He's a grown ass man fighting kids.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's not in there.
Right, that could be a good way to like he's in jail. He didn't get the job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, I got this.
That picture right here, the one that just came up on the screen now, the one with them setting together. This one puzzles me why Daniel and Johnny ain't setting together and Crease is in the middle. I really wonder what's up with that. I'm kind of thinking it's probably more towards the beginning of the season before Daniel and Johnny decide to team up. I think that's where that picture takes place. It would make more sense, especially because I'm sure them joining forces is more the middle of the season or maybe episode 3 or something. I don't see that happening like right away. Some people do speculate it, and it's possible, but I just feel like that's something we'll see later in the season.
Yeah.
Kind of like they go through their own struggles for the first episode or two, and then that's when they're like, hey, we need to like team up and figure all this shit out.
But then where are they going to go from there, though, after they team up, because then it's just going to be like, well, then now what, they can go fight Crease, but like, I just don't know.
I think it's just more of a temporary rivalry, honestly, or like team up. Yeah, because I don't think that's something that they should do is remain on the same side. No. Because they're not the same. I mean,
that'll just beat the whole. Defeat the whole purpose.
I mean, we do have new rivalries being created, so it's like not like the rivalry is actually needed, but I enjoy their rivalry. I mean,
to the fullest.
The way they bicker with each other, the way they start everything with each other.
At the restaurant, that scene was priceless.
Where they like tried to get along and then it don't work. That's what I have a feeling is going to happen too, even with them teaming up. Like they've only shown moments where they're like on each other's side,
each other's tucks. That's
where they're starting to already pick on each other, which I thought was funny because I was like, at least they're not fully going to be.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Allie situation?
What do you mean?
The one at the end of season 2, the Johnny and Daniel's old girlfriend from the original Karate Kid movie, the one that they tease. I think I think Johnny goes and gets his phone. Like they don't show it, but I think he like either gets a new phone or goes back and gets his phone. And I also feel like the little teaser that they did where they are announcing that Johnny changed the date on Netflix and it talks about the clip. No, that's too long. I think that's him responding to Allie.
It would be nice if they brought her back.
I'm curious if they're actually going to bring her back or if she's going to be more of a we see them talking through Facebook kind of situation. Like she's not actually back. Yeah.
Because then
maybe like a video chat or something.
Because then Johnny was over there, chopping it up with Miguel's mom.
Carmen. And I think them two are going to get back together. There's a lot of like speculation and
she's going to see him doing all that for her son.
And I think they're going to end up being a couple again.
Yeah.
I should say for an actual couple this time because it just kind of
popped off.
Yeah, it just kind of popped off. Things happened with Miguel, but as she sees, like you said, Johnny being there for Miguel like a dad, basically.
Yep.
I think that can change.
Something he should have did to Robbie.
I know, right? Like,
because at the same time, like Robbie came, he was over there doing things.
Well, he didn't even really have his mom. His mom was always gone. Always out fucking trying to meet up with guys and drinking, getting drunk, leaving the country. It's like Robbie really has no one. That's why he took to Daniel.
Yep.
So I feel you there. There is like got to be some interesting conflicts that's going to arise from that.
And is the mom going to come back? Going to see him? Or
right? Is anybody going to see Robbie? Like, is it going to like obviously
just be Daniel?
Well, obviously, and then the little teaser it points out pretty much that Crease is going to go visit him, and that's where
I see that. I want to know what they talk about.
And I'm curious if that's going to be Crease getting Robbie on his side, basically where Crease is going to be like the father figure to Robbie, basically. But that's going to lead to so many more conflicts, too, because if Robbie joins Cobra Kai, him and Hawk are going to have issues.
Yep. I don't see that happening.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think Robbie could switch on, Daniel. Like, he took him in, you know what I mean? Like, gave him a job,
I guess it depends on Daniel, though, because Daniel's kind of threw Robbie under the bus a few times, too, though, if you know what I mean. Like, he was quick to jump his shit whenever him and Sam were at Johnny's house, and whenever he found out about Johnny being his dad, you know what I mean? There have been times that Daniel was just quick to just not even just like brush him off too. So I'm curious if Robbie might just kind of be done with all of them, and that's where Kreese is like, I'm going to step in, because Kreese has been saying this whole time. You need to have your son in Cobra Kai. He doesn't need to be Miyagi-Do, and obviously this would be like the perfect time. I think that Kreese could step in and do that.
Oh, I hope he doesn't, man. Team Robbie, god dang it.
I don't know, man. There's so many interesting things. Like Kamiko, I'm curious. Like, I don't think that she's going to be back very long, or Chosen. I think we'll only see them in Okinawa. But I am kind of excited to see Chosen and Daniel fight again. Like, obviously, it's like in a set fight. It's not just like some random fight because they go from talking to both of them have their gis on. So, obviously, like, they planned it out. Maybe it's like a inauguration or like a rite of passage that Chosen's like, you gotta fight me to get that scroll or whatever.
Right. And I do like. My bad, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like I think that scroll he might have to basically earn the scroll from Chosen.
Yeah. But man, I used to punch through glass, bro, like ice, like
right.
Yeah, I beat you. You have to prove it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hand it over.
And it would make sense. I mean, especially because obviously Chosen's taking over Sato's like teachings and everything, and basically he's running Miyagi-Do there in Japan. So, I mean, he's gonna feel like he owns Miyagi-Do basically over Daniel, is what I'm thinking. It's kind of like why he was like, you know what, you're a foreigner still in this sense. And of course, Daniel don't see it that way because him and Miyagi were
tight.
like father son. You know what I mean? Like basically
gave him his first whip.
Basically, Daniel is in the same role as Miguel, kind of, with how Johnny's his dad kind of situation, and Mr. Miyagi was Daniel's dad, basically.
Yeah. Mr. Miyagi was a cold one, man.
It does suck that he wasn't alive to be in this show, because it would be a lot more interesting if he was. I think it would have been very
and you know, I'm glad that they didn't, like,
try to bring someone else in.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, my goodness.
I think the creators knew that there was no way to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they have all the other original people. There's no way they can bring someone else in.
Yeah, that would just...
A lot of people still kind of want them to bring Jackie Chan from the new Karate Kid make back in, and I'm like, maybe, but not as the same role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was like a whole different Miyagi type, but he taught different type of martial arts, a different type of kung fu. So
I don't see that.
That movie's like its own thing. It's not really even like Karate Kid, in my opinion. It's like it's its own damn thing. Just like the next Karate Kid with Julie Pierce, she was the second Miyagi-Do student. I could see them bringing her back over anybody else.
Yes, the girl that one they threw dirt in her face. Yes, that
like
one.
I could see them bringing her back over bringing anybody back from the new Karate Kid.
And they should bring her back.
Well, they should, because she was technically a Miyagi-Do student as well, which means that could be an interesting... I don't know what she'd do, but I mean, that could be interesting. Maybe she comes and trains with Daniel.
Yeah, just say, hey, you know, I used to train with him, you know, and that's good that, you know, you're keeping his, you know, his dream alive, you know.
Well, and then it's like... They're bringing back a lot of characters, and then they're saving some. They have to be, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking Terry Silver and Mike Barnes might come back this season, but I'm kind of feeling like they're going to hold off till season 4, because they already have a lot confirmed, you know, that are coming back. There's guaranteed Kamiko and Chosen, most likely Allie in some kind of way. That's already 3. It's like, do you want to, like, put all your, you know, what the hell's the saying? I don't know, either way. Put everything all in one season versus, like, spreading it out, you know what I mean? Like, put all your gold in one pot kind of situation. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to have it spread out.
Keep people guessing.
Right, like, we've already had some crazy twists within season 1 and season 2, so, like, I see the potential for plenty of things to be given each season. And if we're left on a huge cliffhanger, like they're saying, then, oh, man, that's going to be crazy.
Well, we got 5 more hours? You said
4 hours,
12 o'clock. Man, that's gonna be...
1 o'clock. 1 a.m.
1 o'clock, yeah. So 5.
So 1 a.m. Then we finally all get to...
Yeah, we have a new year, a new season, man. It's going to pop off just right, man.
Right, which we all deserve a good New Year's.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm actually happy they pushed it up from the 8th to January 1st.
Definitely.
Like, at first I wasn't, because I was like, damn, I got to work tomorrow. But I work late tomorrow.
If it was on the 6th, that'd have been my birthday.
Right. That would have been a perfect birthday present. Like, that's the only bad thing that sucks is I had the 8th off. I don't have tomorrow off, but my boss already knows, and I work late, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be tired as hell tomorrow, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
I got to stay up and watch this.
Cobra Kai, man.
But that's going to be it for this one, everyone. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and, you know, there'll be plenty more to come. We got plenty to talk about, so me and Raymond will definitely do some more sit down and chat podcast type things. We'll probably do some lives, too, because then we can just sit here and do it for as long as we want to. We ain't got to have a time limit.
Yes. I appreciate you for bringing me on to this, man. Everybody have a good New Year. Be safe. Wear y'all's mask and wash y'all's hands and get ready for this new Cobra Kai season.
Right, that's for sure. But as I always say, everyone, stay badass. We'll see you on the next one.